It slices through the water with a menacing speed, eyes gleaming in the dim underwater light as if waiting for just the right moment to strike. Some divers call it the tiger of the reef, while others simply know it as the barracuda. From small coastal shallows to the deep expanses of the ocean, these fish have cultivated a fearsome reputation, one built on lightning-fast attacks, aggressive rivalries, and the chilling reality that they're sometimes unafraid to target humans. Yet there's more to the barracuda than just myths and gruesome headlines. In truth, it hides a series of startling secrets, from its peculiar method of reproduction to a posthumous threat that can linger long after the fish itself is gone. What you're about to discover is an untamed story of stealth, survival, and an unrelenting appetite that will redefine how you see this creature of the deep. Few fish spark as much awe in divers and fishermen as the barracuda. Gliding near coral outcrops with a body designed for speed, these creatures appear almost motionless until they decide to attack. In that split second, they transform from a silent observer into a swift underwater missile, striking prey before it even senses the threat. Their elongated form, dotted with irregular dark bars, aids in camouflage against the flickering light of shallow reefs. Sometimes they roam the ocean as a solitary presence. Other times, especially when young, they unite in large schools, forming protective clusters that baffle predators like dolphins or sharks. Oddly enough, these schooling barracudas can collectively ward off attackers many times their individual size. It's a display of cooperation that challenges the typical image of the lone, rogue hunter. They've also been called the sea pike due to their resemblance to the freshwater pike, another formidable predator. Yet the barracuda's attitude, often described as bold, curious, and even confrontational, sets it apart. There have been anecdotes of divers feeling the unnerving stare of a barracuda trailing behind them, finning ever closer as if drawn to the shimmer of a watch or camera lens. In some cases, that curiosity escalates into an aggressive lunge, turning what was once mild interest into a close brush with disaster. Their infamy doesn't end with their living presence. Barracudas can remain dangerous even after they die. Eaten by some coastal communities for their flavorful meat, they can harbor toxins that cooking won't destroy, presenting a risk for human consumers. But that's just the beginning. The world of the barracuda holds countless stories of fierce combat, mysterious diets, and lethal interactions that seem almost too shocking to be real. These oceanic hunters favor tropical and subtropical waters worldwide. From the Caribbean to the Pacific, they've established themselves as formidable predators wherever warm seas meet thriving coral ecosystems. Barracudas exhibit a remarkable ability to adapt, easily transitioning from open water hunting to lurking among mangrove shorelines in search of unsuspecting prey. One moment you can spot them in calm, shallow waters near a beach. The next, they're prowling deeper reefs teeming with marine life. Scientists classify them under the family Sphyraenidae, and within this group, more than 26 distinct species can be found. The great barracuda, arguably the most famous, can stretch to over 2 meters in length, though folklore tells of 3-meter giants that weigh well over 100 kilograms. Hard proof of these sea monsters remains elusive, yet countless anglers and divers swap tales of the one that got away, fueling the legend of a mega barracuda lurking beyond the reefs. At first glance, the barracuda's sleek physique reveals its core design principle: speed. A long, narrow body tapers toward the tail, minimizing drag and enabling startling bursts that clock in at around 60 kilometers per hour. That's roughly 40 miles per hour for those measuring in imperial units. Speedy enough to chase down quick-swimming fish like anchovies or yellowtail snappers. A row of large, dagger-like teeth lines its jaws, angled slightly backward, helping the barracuda grip and shred unsuspecting prey. Behind those larger fangs, smaller serrated teeth lie waiting, ready to saw through flesh and bone. The result is a mouth that can cleave a fish in half with just one decisive snap. An intriguing behavior common to many species is their habit of swimming with their mouths partially open. Some believe this helps them draw water through their gills more efficiently, while others argue it's simply a byproduct of their jaw structure. Whatever the reason, that ever-present grin exposes rows of teeth that send shivers down the spine of even seasoned divers. When it comes to catching prey, barracudas have refined their technique into an art. Patience is their game. They often hover motionless, waiting for an opportune moment. Once a suitable target swims too close, they spring into action, accelerating so quickly it's almost impossible to see more than a flash of silver. The strike is violent yet precise. Large teeth clamp onto the prey, either ripping off chunks or swallowing smaller fish whole. For bigger fish like groupers, barracudas may thrash their heads side to side, using their array of serrated teeth to carve through flesh. But that wasn't the whole story, far from it. Their hunting prowess extends beyond single prey items. Barracudas have been observed in group settings, especially near large schools of smaller fish, corralling them and taking turns darting into the swarm to grab an easy bite. Such cooperation, while not as sophisticated as that of orcas or dolphins, still reveals a cunning intelligence at work beneath that toothy grin. Perhaps what thrusts the barracuda so forcefully into the limelight is its relationship, or rivalry, with humans. Many fear sharks above all else, but in certain parts of the world, the barracuda's bold demeanor and lightning ambushes incite almost as much dread. While attacks on people are relatively rare, they do happen, and the results can be gruesome. Cases of swimmers or divers bearing deep lacerations, shattered bones, or severe blood loss have been reported when a barracuda mistakes a reflective object for a fish or becomes territorial. Historically, a few documented encounters stand out. In 1947, an incident off Key West reportedly turned fatal, with a barracuda attacking a swimmer who later succumbed to the injuries. Another infamous case in 1957 off North Carolina had a similarly tragic ending. In 1960, a diver in Pompano Beach survived 2 bites but needed 31 stitches to close the wounds. And in 1993, Nadine Clower's houseboat encounter with an 8-foot barracuda remains legendary. She was bitten severely enough to require nearly 200 stitches. Some might find these stories chilling, particularly given that some victims lost their lives to complications of blood loss or secondary infection, proving that a barracuda bite is far from a trivial matter. Why do they attack? One theory is that they're drawn to shiny objects, mistaking them for silvery fish scales. Another possibility is sheer opportunism. A barracuda sees a potential meal or a threat and reacts instantly. Divers have also noted that spearfishing in barracuda territory increases the risk of an aggressive encounter, as the fish might attempt to snatch the speared catch. Whatever the reason, such incidents serve as stark reminders that the barracuda is no docile fish. When it feels provoked or triggered, it can and will strike with relentless force. The barracuda's story is as layered as the coral reefs where it hunts. Much of its reputation hinges on those razor-sharp teeth, lightning ambushes, and an unyielding aggression that can leave even apex predators hesitating. Yet behind that fearsome exterior is a creature deeply interwoven into the ocean's tapestry. A meticulous hunter that helps keep prey numbers in check, a bold adversary to invasive species, and a living testament to the survival strategies that have evolved in Earth's oceans over millennia. However, for all the myths and mayhem associated with barracudas, one lingering question remains. Are they truly savage monsters deserving of their notorious status? Or are we simply seeing the reflection of our own fears in their gleaming eyes? Every year, more research unveils fresh insights, from how they process lionfish venom to whether mythical giants do indeed lurk in unexplored corners of the sea. But for now, the truth is both simpler and more complex than any single story can convey. The barracuda isn't just a ruthless hunter or a malevolent force. It's an integral part of the underwater world, a world still brimming with questions we haven't fully answered. So the next time you see the silhouette of a long, torpedo-shaped fish in tropical waters, consider the countless tales, rumors, and astonishing facts behind it. Remember that this sleek, cunning predator, capable of terrifying bursts of power, also faces threats of its own in a changing environment. Whether you view the barracuda as a menace or a misunderstood marvel, one fact stands out. It commands respect from friend and foe alike. And who knows, maybe the greatest shocks and revelations about this tiger of the sea have yet to be discovered.